Okay, let's get into high school recruiting. So signing day has come and passed in many ways. And here's what we have from a high school signing day perspective. The usual suspects recruited really well, right? I know that is a shocker to everybody, but guess what? Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, they all did a great job. They all did a fantastic job. And so in a lot of ways, nothing has changed. You take a look at whatever site that you're going to use, right? You can use On3, 24/7, all the different sites. And you look at these, and the consensus is that Georgia signed the #1 class in the country. And this is a juggernaut in a lot of ways. Kirby Smart has now signed the #1 class in the country 3 times in his tenure at Alabama. And you've got, at Georgia. And then Alabama just continues to be a juggernaut in recruiting. And they always seem to make the late push. And it was funny because Hugh Freeze made comments at their signing day press event at Auburn talking about teams in this conference that make a run late. Well, I mean, Bama and Georgia typically make a bit of a run late, and Alabama certainly did this year. So they're up there, and those two teams just continue to churn out top class after top class after top class. Now, on signing day, a hard press and a big move and a nice job from Mario Cristobal at Miami. And so they were able to move themselves up into that top 5. Ohio State, they were really, in a lot of ways, one of the best classes, if not the best class. I know that Georgia's going to have the numbers to rank them #1, but remember, a lot of that has to do with volume. All of these rankings have to do with volume. So if you sign 26 players, that's going to be a better overall score for your class than if you sign 21 players. And a lot of that is just scholarship availability and what you've got in your program. Well, Georgia signed more players than Ohio State. Ohio State's average player ranking is right there with Georgia, and they signed more 5-star players than anybody else in the country, although more on that in a little bit. So Ohio State continues to recruit well, and this had to be a day that felt good. It'll feel better, obviously, if they can get this last one across the line, and again, I'll touch on that in a little bit, but it had to feel good for Ryan Day because in a lot of ways, everything that happens for the Buckeyes and in Columbus, it tends to conjure up this narrative or this feeling amongst the fan base or just college football public. It's like the sky is falling. So it's like Kyle McCord transfers out, sky is falling. Julian Fleming transfers out, the sky is falling. And this is a program that consistently is one of the most talented teams in the country. They're not going anywhere, folks. Like, everybody just needs to calm down with Ohio State. Hey, listen, in a lot of ways, this is a great time of year because this is the lifeblood of college football. Player acquisition is the lifeblood of any program. You cannot win at the highest level unless you have good players. It just doesn't happen. There has not been a team full of 3 stars that go out there and beat some of these teams that are loaded with 4 and 5 stars. You can do it once, but you don't generally do it over the course of a season. You don't generally do it in order to win a playoff game or even a national championship. So this dictates what we're going to see over the next 3 and 4 and 5 years. Thank you for watching the Joel Klatt Show YouTube channel. And if you liked this clip, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel, and you can stay up to date on all of my college football coverage.